Welcome back, everybody, to the deep dive. Today, we're diving into some pretty amazing ways AI is making life better right now.
Yeah, it's pretty mind-blowing, to be honest.
No kidding. We're going to cover a lot of ground,
Yeah.
from high-tech farms to AI out there exploring the universe.
It really is like a golden age for AI. The potential just, keeps expanding across so many different
It's
fields.
exciting stuff. But okay, let's start with something everyone needs. Food. Imagine like a world where robots are out there in the fields helping grow food, but in a sustainable way.
Right. And Agrabot 2.0, this is like a perfect example of how AI can tackle a really big problem, feeding a growing planet without trashing the environment.
So it's not just like a cool robot farmer. It's designed to be eco-friendly too.
Exactly. Agrabot can get this. It analyzes soil conditions like down to the centimeter, predicts the weather coming up, and then like makes decisions about planting and harvesting all based on that data. And that precision means way less waste, less water usage, and you get more crops in the end.
That almost sounds too good to be true. A robot that's like a soil scientist and meteorologist all in one.
Right. But it's real, and the potential is huge. I was reading about a pilot program. Researchers at a big agriculture university, they used Agribot 2.0 and got, wait for it, a 25% increase in crop yield.
Whoa, that's impressive.
Oh, and they used 15% less water, too.
That's amazing. But what about, the human farmers? Did they all get replaced by Agribot?
That's a good question, and it is important to, think about the jobs, but I see it more like the jobs change, not disappear. So instead of, the hard physical labor, farmers would be managing these agrobots like almost like a fleet. They become data experts, technicians.
So it's more like teamwork, humans and AI working together.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that could actually make farming like a more attractive job, especially for younger people who are already good with tech.
Makes sense. AI taking care of the tough stuff, humans doing the strategizing.
And that could lead to like, a food system that's better for everyone, more efficient, sustainable, and fair.
I love it. Yeah. Sign me up for my own robot farmhand.
Okay, but let's move on from the fields now. Let's talk about like the big picture. How is AI changing how we like govern technology, especially when it comes to ethics? Making sure AI is used responsibly.
Right. That's crucial. And there's actually this huge global effort going on right now. I mean, big tech companies, human rights groups, they're all working together to figure out how to govern AI ethically.
Wow. So what does that look like in practice? What are they doing?
One of the big things is they're pushing for regular audits of AI systems, especially the ones that make important decisions. Like, think about loan approvals or medical diagnoses, even stuff in the legal system.
So they're trying to make sure those systems are fair, right? Not biased or anything.
Yeah, and that they're transparent, people who understand how they work, and also that there's still human oversight, accountability. It's all about building in these, like, safeguards from the very beginning.
So it's like being proactive instead of waiting for problems to happen. Exactly. And the fact that it's happening on a global level, that's really encouraging to see.
It makes you think, though, like, our world is so diverse. How do they even begin to handle all the different laws and cultures and stuff?
Yeah, that's like one of the biggest challenges they're working on, trying to come up with core ethical principles that can, be adapted for different places, different legal systems. It's a huge job, but the fact that they're all coming together, so many different people, it shows we're moving in the right direction.
It's pretty inspiring to see that kind of cooperation on something as complex as, AI ethics.
Mm.
Okay, now I'm ready for something truly mind-blowing, AI in space. Is it true there's like a spacecraft out there right now exploring with AI at the helm?
Yep. We're talking spacecraft with AI systems that can make decisions all on their own out there in deep space.
Oh, hold on. We're sending AI robots to explore the universe. This is like straight out of science fiction. Why? I mean, what's the point of that?
Well, think about it. Space is massive, right? Like ridiculously huge. And it takes forever for signals to go back and forth between Earth and a spacecraft, especially when it's millions, billions of miles away. So that's where the AI comes in. It can react to like unexpected stuff in real time. It doesn't have to wait for instructions from Earth, It can make decisions on its own, like whether to change course, what data to collect, even which experiments to run, all based on what it's finding out there.
That's wild. So it's like having this super smart robot explorer out there pushing the boundaries of what we know about the universe.
Yeah, and that's opening up like a whole new era of exploration. I mean, we're talking about missions to distant planets and moons, asteroids, places that were just, dreams before.
Can you give me like an example? How would this actually work? An AI-powered spacecraft out there doing its thing.
Okay, sure. Imagine a mission to Europa. That's one of Jupiter's moons. Scientists think there might be a huge ocean under the ice there, and they're looking for, signs of life. An AI on that spacecraft, it could be analyzing data from its instruments like constantly and then decide where to, focus its observations. It could even change its path to get a closer look at something interesting, all without us humans back on Earth doing anything.
Whoa, that's amazing. It's like the spacecraft is thinking for itself, making scientific discoveries on the fly.
It really is a huge step forward, and it just shows the power of AI, to help us understand the universe better.
So we've got AI helping us grow food, govern technology ethically, and now exploring the cosmos. It seems like AI is already having like a really positive impact all over the place.
And it's starting some important conversations too, about AI's role in society, how to make sure it benefits everyone.
Right, like it's not enough to just develop cool tech. We have to think about how to use it the right way.
Absolutely. We got to consider the ethics, what happens to jobs and how to make sure everyone has access to this tech, not just a few people. These are big, complicated issues, but we have to figure them out if we want to, really use AI for good.
It's kind of like a balancing act, pushing for innovation, but also protecting our values.
Mm.
How do we find that balance?
I think it starts with education and just talking about it openly. People need to know about the good and the bad with AI, and there need to be places where they can share their thoughts, their hopes and fears about it.
Yeah, like having those tough conversations, working together to find solutions, and encouraging people to think critically, not just accept things blindly.
Right. We should approach AI with a healthy dose of, I guess you could say, skepticism, question things.
So it's not just about like embracing the tech. It's about shaping how it develops so it reflects, what we as humans believe in and want for the future.
Exactly. The future of AI isn't set in stone. We're building it right now with the choices we make and the conversations we have.
And as we've seen today, there's so much potential for AI to make life better in so many ways. From farming to ethics to space exploration, it's a pretty exciting future.
It really is. And it's a future we can all be a part of building.
So to everyone listening, what's sticking with you from our deep dive so far? What gets you excited about AI and what worries you? We want to know what you think. It's pretty mind-blowing when you think about it. Like, we're living in a time where robots are helping us grow food. AI is shaping how we, govern technology, and spacecraft are out there exploring with a level of like independence we never could have imagined just a few years ago.
Yeah, it really shows how inventive humans are, that drive to push the limits of what's possible. And it also shows how important it is to keep encouraging innovation, exploration, experimenting, even like taking some risks.
I like that. A little risk-taking can lead to big breakthroughs. But of course, with any powerful tech, there are going to be worries, right? Like earlier, we talked about AI and jobs. Some people are really scared AI will take over so many jobs, there won't be any left for humans.
I get those worries, but I think it's helpful to, look at history. Like whenever there's been some big technological jump, it's always shaken up the job market, but it's also created, new opportunities, whole new industries, new ways of working.
So maybe it's not about jobs going away completely, but more like the kinds of jobs we do are changing.
Exactly. Think about like the early internet days. People were freaking out thinking it would cause mass unemployment. But what happened? It created tons of new jobs in e-commerce, social media, software development, jobs that didn't even exist before.
That's a really good point. So maybe instead of being afraid AI will, steal all our jobs, we should be thinking about how it can free us up from the boring, repetitive
Yeah.
stuff, the things nobody really wants to do anyway. Then we can focus on more creative, fulfilling work.
Exactly. AI can handle the dangerous jobs, the monotonous ones, anything that takes up a ton of time. And that lets us humans focus on things that need, critical thinking, problem solving, things AI isn't as good at.
So it's about using AI to make us better, not to replace us.
Right. And it means we have to get ready for this future workforce, invest in education and training so people have the skills they'll need in an AI-powered world.
So it's not just about the tech itself. It's how we humans adapt, how we learn, and how we shape the future of work.
Absolutely. And we got to remember, AI is a tool just like any other tool. It can be used for good or bad. It depends on us. It's our responsibility to make sure it's used responsibly, ethically, in a way that benefits everybody.
And that brings us back to those conversations, the ones we talked about earlier, the conversations about AI ethics, about how to govern it, what kind of future we want to create.
Yeah, those conversations are so crucial now. AI is developing so fast, it's changing all the time. We have to be involved in shaping how it goes.
And that's where our listeners come in. We've talked about some amazing examples of how AI is already making things better, from farming that's good for the planet, to ethical tech, to exploring space. But this is just the start. The future of AI is being written right now, and we can all be a part of that.
So, stay informed, join those conversations, think critically about AI's role in your life in the world.
Because what we've seen today, it shows the potential of AI is, like, unlimited. It's a future full of possibilities, and it's a future we can create together. So that's it for a deep dive today. Until next time, everybody.
Keep exploring.